Morning, y'all. Happy Thursday. Welcome to another day in Prepperville, USA, I guess, as we go along here. This morning, I wanted to talk about something that I seem to be seeing quite a bit of lately in the comments. And like you guys hopefully know, I read every single one of the comments that you folks send my way and, respond to the ones that look like they deem a response, but I read every one of them. You always know I read it because you get the little heart mark with, pinball on it there. But the one thing I notice a lot is people talking about being scared, being worried, being afraid. But most likely, or most often, I guess, is saying they're alone. And that hits me in the heart because, being alone sucks. Human beings are social people. I mean, it's just, we are, okay? We're not meant to be alone. I don't care if it's marriage and family or friends or whatever it is. We're not meant to be alone. And it's difficult when you are or when you feel that way. And I kind of wanted to discuss that a little bit today. And I'll give you a quick story to start, personal story. I mean, obviously I don't get too much into my personal life. You guys know what I've done in my life, but this goes back to 2009. And I had one hell of a week. Let's put it this way. The easiest part of my week was I had a colonoscopy that week. And the other two lovely things that happened were my wife told me she was divorcing me, and I lost my job. So in 3 days, I had a colonoscopy, found out I was going to go through a divorce, and lost my job. And mind you, this was 2009, and I think we all remember where the economy was. Okay. So all of a sudden, I was alone because obviously my ex took my daughter, and as all the guys know out there, the chances of the guy getting custody of the kids are slim to none. So I had lost my family, lost my daughter, lost my job. But the one thing, of course, you don't lose is the bills, okay? So here now I was alone and in shock from everything that had just happened to me. Yet the mortgage still had to get paid. The electric bill still had to get paid. God knows I had to eat. And this was where I really started to come unglued. Just my brain wound up scrambled. I was literally a zombie for about a month, okay? Because unless you've ever been through a divorce, you don't understand what it's like to go through a divorce. And so talking to my friends who hadn't been divorced, they didn't understand, and so I needed to find somebody I could talk to that would make me feel not alone, that understood what I was going through. And I was living up in Indiana at the time, not exactly the most, how do you want to even put it? There wasn't a whole lot of options for me, if you will, for a quote-unquote support group or anything like that, okay? But what I eventually found online now, mind you, okay, and this was before the days of YouTube, I think. I don't know if YouTube was around then, it might have been. But I had found a support group for recent divorcees, or people going through it, is basically what it was. And I literally spend 14 hours a day online in that group, chatting with other people who are going through. And I mean, we had people from all over the place. I mean, East Coast, West Coast, down south, wherever. And, we'd virtually cry on each other's shoulders, talk about our issues and whatever it is. And I mean, I'd literally get up in the morning, make a cup of coffee. I'd sit in front of the computer all day long until I went to bed. And I mean, it may be 1, 2 o'clock in the morning until I went to bed. And then I'd probably get 3 or 4 hours sleep, and I got up at 6 in the morning. I was totally alone. Okay. But I found support through this online group. And I probably participated in it for about a year. eventually I had actually met some of the people in real life. We all decided at one point to do a trip to Washington, D.C., because so many of us had talked to each other for so long over, online. We all decided, hey, wouldn't it be great to meet in real life? And, most of those of us who were on the East Coast, we actually had one person come all the way from California, but we all decided to go sightseeing for a long weekend in Washington, D.C. together. And it was a great time. Everybody had something in common. And again, it was all I've talked to you for 6 months, 9 months, whatever it is. It's great to meet you. And we move on. And eventually, all of us got through it. Slowly but surely, people would drift out of the group because they started to get their life back together. But in that time, it was crucially needed for each and every one of us to know that we weren't in this alone. We weren't going through this by ourselves. And that's kind of what I see YouTube as right now for the prepper community. Y'all know I refer to all my subscribers, if you will, as the family, okay? Anytime somebody new comes in, I see a chat, my response is always welcome to the family, because that's kind of how I see us, all right? We're all counting on each other to be there for support, because sometimes you don't have the support, whether it's, in your house. Fortunately for me, I'm got 100% support from my wife, so I'm lucky in that respect. Not everybody can say that, okay? But then from friends or extended family or whatever it is. And you need somebody you can talk to about what's concerning you, okay? What's going on in the world. Some people go through life completely oblivious. Some people have gone through the entire year, 2020, with all the crap that's gone on and just like, no, it's no big deal. All right, but, COVID, lockdowns, losing job, unemployment, food lines, hurricanes, the election, if that's nothing in their life, then they are going through with the world's greatest set of blinders, okay? The rest of us who actually pay attention to what the world's going on around us notice this stuff. So I say this to everybody because, like I said, I all see us as a family. And, there's a whole bunch, and I was making a list here, but there was a whole bunch of prepper channels out there. You all know that. There's tons of them, okay? Some of them are great. Some of them are absolute garbage. And so I went through and I made a list of the ones that I've subscribed to. There's a whole bunch that I've watched in the past and disappeared from because, like I said, they were selling me something, or, they're all gloom and doom, or, they had another motive. They were in it for the money, that sort of. But I came up with this list. And these are the people that I follow who I actually believe, I'd call them all friends. Never met any of them, okay, face to face. Talked to some of them on the phone, talked to some of them via Skype, talked to some of them via email, whatever. But if I go through this list, most of you are going to know who all these people are. And I'd say every one of these people, if anybody wrote them a letter, called them on the phone or whatever, they take time out of their day to talk to you. But here's your list. Angry Prepper, Prepper Now, Prepper Nation, Zombie Farmer, TJ Preps, Prepared Homestead, Deep South Homestead, Indiana Prepper, who's now Indiana Prepper 2. So if you guys all go over to his channel and subscribe, let him build up his base again. He got screwed by YouTube. Give him a little support. North Shore Preparedness, Prepper Nurse 1, Be Ready Today, Alaska Prepper, Magic Prepper, and Sutton's Days. And I'll bet you there's some good ones I left out, but these are the ones I subscribe to. So there's I think 14 of them that I subscribe to. And I try to catch as much of what they're putting out as I can, but sometimes I miss stuff just like we all do because, hey, we have real lives. But I know that there are great people on that list that if I had a question, if I was freaking out about something, I could call up any one of them, if some of them I had phone numbers, but, or email them, and they'd talk me off the cliff, okay? I know from some of the subscribers here to this channel who I've had some interaction with, There's some great people in here. I haven't talked to everybody, obviously. We hit 4,000 today. If I talk to everybody, 4,000 people, I'd never get off the phone. But what I'm saying is this. Try to get a hold, make relationships in here. I mean, if you have something in common with one of the other subscribers, connect with each other somehow. Maybe you guys can be your own, get a little more personal relationship. Have that, gee, I need that virtual shoulder to cry on or something like that. Connect with each other. Guys, we're a community. We're a family, and it pains me to hear people say they feel alone, because we have this community where there is somewhere we can go that we're not alone. And we've got people just on my channel, and I mean, it's 4,000 people. It's not a ton. I mean, you look at Angry Prepper, I think that's 72,000. Prepper Nation's got like 30,000. Okay, if you're part of that, get with people in there that you have something in common with. There's tons of us that are a sympathetic ear. And, sometimes it's not just a question you have, how do I do this? Sometimes it's like, I'm having a real bad day and, my shelves just broke or something like that. Or, oh my God, what do I do? Or, I just watched the news and something's bothering me. Reach out to somebody, okay? It'll calm you down. It'll make you feel better. It'll make you feel not so alone, okay? And I think with everything that's going on right now, having a sense of community is very important. And I don't go into religion on the channel or anything like that, but I mean, y'all know it's the same concept as like having a church, okay? If you have a problem, you can talk to somebody else there. You go for it. Use it the same way. Communicate, share, and, be part of a family. That's kind of where I wanted to go with it, guys. None of us are alone, okay? We've all got each other. Granted, like I said, there's some great channels. There's some horrid ones out there. Try to find some like-minded people, maybe in the same area. Travis at Prepared Homestead put a great thing together maybe about 2-3 weeks ago, where he started a little push pin board where people could say, this is the area I'm in. And he was trying to connect people in their local areas. Like for me, me being in Northeast Tennessee, he could connect me he gave me a list of people who said they were interested in Western Virginia and Southeastern Kentucky. And if we all wanted to get together, hey, there was somebody close that you could actually sit down, have a cup of coffee with and say, this is what's on my mind. What do you think? So, guys, use the community for more than just listening to my way of, what I'm saying or what anybody else is saying. None of us have all the answers. Okay, we have some, but inevitably you have questions and you have emotions and you have feelings and you have worries and you have doubt. You're not alone. And, I behoove everybody to go out and do something to make sure that you understand you're not alone. So just kind of wanted to put that out to you guys this morning. Everybody have a great day. We're getting closer to the weekend. So have a good one. Pinball out.